Bolo Shri Hare Kandi Bhagwan Ki Jai Jai Ma. We're going to continue on with chapter 10 from book 12 of the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Veda Vyasa said, O King Janamejaya, what is known in the Shrutis in the Sabala Upanishad as Sarvaloka over Brahmaloka, that is Mani Dvipa. Here the Devi resides. This region is superior to all the other regions, hence it is named Sarvaloka. The Devi built this place according to her will. In the very beginning, the Devi Mula Prakriti Bhagavati built this place for her residence, superior to Kailash, Vaikuntha, and Golaka. Verily, no other place in this universe can stand before it. Hence, it is called Mani Dvipa or Sarvaloka, as superior to all the lokas. This Mani Dvipa is situated at the top of all regions and resembles an umbrella. Its shadow falls on the Brahmana and destroys the pains and sufferings of this world. Surrounding this Mani Dvipa exists an ocean called the Sudha Samudra, many yojans wide and many yojanas deep. Many waves arise due to the winds. Various fishes and conchas and other aquatic animals play here in the beach is full of clear and sand is like the gems. The seashores are kept always cool by the splash of the waves, the water striking the beach. Various ships decked with various nice flags are playing to and fro. Various trees bearing gems are adorning the beach. Across the ocean there is an iron enclosure, very large and long and 7 yojanas wide, very high so as to block the heavens. Within the enclosure wall, the military guards, skilled at war and furnished with various weapons, are running gladly to and fro. There are 4 gateways or entrances. At every gate, there are hundreds of guards and various hosts of the devotees of the Devi. Whenever any Deva comes to pay a visit to the Divine Mother, their carriers and retinue are stopped here. O King, this place is being resounded with the chimings of the bells of hundreds of chariots of the Devas and the neighing of their horses and the sounds of their hoofs. The Devis walk here and there with canes in their hands, and they are chiding in intervals the attendants of the Devas. This place is so noisy that no one can hear with clearly another's words. Here are seen houses adorned with trees of gems and jewels and tanks filled with plenty of tasteful, good, sweet water. O King, after this there is a second enclosure wall, very big and built of white copper. It is so very high that it almost touches the heavens. It is 100 times more brilliant than the preceding enclosure wall. There are many principal entrances and gates and various trees here. What to speak of the trees there? More than this, that all the trees that are found in this universe are found here, and they bear always fruits and flowers and new leaves. All the quarters are scented with their sweet fragrance. The place is interspersed with various forests and gardens at intervals. There are wells, tanks, adding very much to the beauty of this place. The cuckoos are perching on every tree, and they are cooing sweetly. The bees are drinking the honey and humming all around. The trees are emitting juices and sweet fragrances all around. The trees are casting cool, nice shadows. The trees of all seasons are seen here. On the tops of these are sitting pigeons and parrots, female birds of the Mayana species, and other birds of various other species. There are seen rivers flowing at intervals, carrying many juicy liquids. The flamingos, swans, and other aquatic animals are playing in them. The breeze is stealing away the perfumes of the flowers and carrying it all around. The deer are following this breeze. The wild peacocks are dancing with madness, and the whole place looks very nice, lovely, and charming. Next comes the third enclosure wall of copper. It is square-shaped and 7 yojanas high. Within there are forests of kalpabakshas bearing golden leaves and flowers and fruits like gems. Their perfumes spread 10 yojanas and gladden things all around. The king of the seasons preserves always this place. The king's seat is made of flowers. His umbrella comes with is made of flowers. His umbrella is made with flowers, ornaments, and he drinks the honey of the flowers, and with rolling eyes, he lives here always with his 2 wives named Madhushri and Madhavashri. The 2 wives of spring have their faces always smiling. They play with bunches of flowers. This forest is very pleasant. Oh, the honey of the flowers is seen here in abundance. The perfume of the fully grown flowers spread to a distance of 10 yojanas. The Gandharvas, the musicians, live here with their wives. The places round this are filled with the beauties of the spring, with the cooing of cuckoos. No doubt this place intensifies the desires of the amorous person. O king, next comes the enclosure wall made of lead. Its height is 7 yojanas. Within this enclosure, there is the gardens of the Santanaka tree. The fragrance of the flowers extends to 10 yojanas. The flowers look like gold and are always in full bloom. Its fruits are very sweet. They seem to be imbued with nectar drops. In this garden resides always the summer season with his 2 wives, Sukrasri and Suchisri. The inhabitants of this place always remain under trees, otherwise they will be scorched by the summer rays. Various siddhas and devas inhabit this place. The females here get their bodies all anointed with sandal paste and all decked with flowered garlands, and they stalk to and fro with fans in their hands. There is water to be found here, very cool and refreshing. And owing to the heat, all the people here use this water. Next to this lead enclosure comes a wall made of brass, the 5th enclosure. It is 7 yojanas high. It is in the center is situated the garden of Hari Chandana trees. The ruler is the rainy season. The lightnings are his sunburned eyes. The clouds are his armor. The thunder is his voice, and the rainbow is its arrow. Surrounded by his hosts, he reigns incessantly. He has 12 wives. All the trees here are always seen with new leaves and entwined with new creepers. The whole site it covers all over with fresh green leaves and twigs. The devotees of the Devi, the Siddhas and the Devas, and those who consecrate in their lifetimes tanks, wells, and reservoirs for the satisfaction of the Devas, dwell here with their wives, O king. Next to this brass enclosure, the 6th enclosure wall made of 5-fold irons. It is 7 yojanas high. In the center is situated the garden of Mandara trees. This garden is beautiful by various creepers, flowers, and leaves. The autumn season lives here with his 2 wives, Isa Lakshmi and Urja Lakshmi, and he is the ruler. Various Siddha persons dwell here with their wives, well clothed, O king. Next to this comes the 7th enclosure wall, 7 yojanas high and built of silver. In the center is situated the garden of Parijata trees. They are filled with bunches of flowers. The fragrance of these flowers extend up to 10 yojanas and gladden all the things all around. Those who are the Devi Bhaktas and who do the work of the Devis are delighted with this fragrance. The Hemanta season is the regent of this place. He lives here with his 2 wives, Sahasri and Sahasrashri, and with his hosts. Those who are of a loving nature are pleased hereby. Those who have become perfect by performing the ratras of the Devi live here too. O king, next to this silver, there comes the eighth enclosure, wall built of molten gold. It is 7 yojanas high. In the center, there is the garden of the Kandamba tree. The trees are always covered with fruits and flowers, and the honey is coming out always from the trees from all the sides. The devotees of the Devi drink this honey always and feel intense delight. The dewy season is the region of this place. He resides here with his two wives, Tapali Shri and Tapasya Shri, and his various hosts, and enjoys gladly various objects of enjoyments. Those who had made various gifts for the Devi's satisfaction, those great Siddha Purushas, live here with their wives and relatives very gladly in various enjoyments. O king, next to this golden enclosure wall comes the 9th enclosure made of Kumkum, like saffron, Pushparaga gems. The ground inside this enclosure, the ditches of the basins for water dug ground, and their roots are all built of gems. Next to this wall, there are other enclosure walls built of various other gems and jewels. The sides, forests, trees, flowers, birds, rivers, tanks, lotuses, halls, and their pillars are all built respectively of those gems. Only this is to be remembered, that those coming nearer and nearer to the center are 1,00,000 times more brilliant than the ones preceding before them. This is the general rule observed by the construction of these enclosures and the articles contained therein. Here the regents of the several quarters, the Dikpalas, representing the sum total of the several Dikpalas of every Brahmana and their guardians, reside. On the eastern quarter is situated the Amaravati city. Here the high peaked mountains exist and various trees are seen. Indra, the lord of the Devas, dwells here. Whatever beauty exists in the separate heavens in the several places 1,000 times rather than more than that exists in the heaven to this cosmic Indra, the thousand-eyed. Here Indra, mounting on his elephant Aravata, with the thunderbolt in his hand, lives with Sachi Devi and other immortal ladies and with the host of Deva forces. On the Agni, which is the southeastern corner, is the city of Agni. This represents the sum total of the several cities of Agni and different Brahmanas. Here resides the Agni Deva, very gladly with his two wives, Swaha and Swada, and with his carrier, his Vahana, and the other Devas. On the south is situated the city of Yama, the god of death. Here lives Dharma Raja with rod in his hand and with Citragupta and several other hosts. On the southwestern corner is the place of Rakshasas. Here resides Nirti with his axe in his hand and with his wife and other Rakshasas. On the west is the city of Varuna. Here Varuna Raja resides with his wife Varuni and intoxicated with drink of Varuni honey. His weapon is the noose. His carrier is the king of the fishes, and his subjects are the aquatic animals. On the northwestern corner dwells Vayu Deva. Here Pavana Deva lives with his wife and with the yogis, perfect in the practice of the pranayama. He holds a flag in his hand. His vehicle is the deer, and his family consists of the 49 Vayus. On the north resides the Yakshas. The corpulent king of the Yakshas, Kubera, lives here with his Shaktis and in possession of various gems and jewels. His generals live here. On the northeastern corner is situated the Rudra Loka, decked with invaluable gems. Here dwells the Rudra Devi. On his back is kept the arrow case, and he holds a bow in his left hand. He looks very angry, and his eyes are red with anger. There are other Rudras like him, with bows and spears and other weapons surrounding him. The faces of some of them are distorted. Some are very horrible indeed, fires coming out from the mouths of some others. Some have 10 hands, some have 100 hands, and some have 1,000 hands. Some have 10 feet, some have 10 heads, whereas some others have 3 eyes. Those who roam in the intermediate space between the heavens and the earth, those who move on the earth, or the Rudras mentioned in the Rudra Dhyaya, all live here. O King, Isana, the region of the northeastern quarter, lives here with Bhadrakali and other Devis, and with Kotis and Kotis of Rudranis, and with Damaris and Virabhadras and various other Shaktis. On his neck there is a garland of skulls, and on his hand there is a ring of snakes. He wears a tiger skin. His upper clothing is a tiger skin, and his body is smeared with the ashes of the dead. He sounds frequently his damaru. This sound reverberates on all sides. He makes big laughs, reverberating throughout the heavens. He remains always surrounded with pramathas and bhutas. They live here. Here ends the 10th chapter of the 12th book on the description of the Manidvipa and the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshvari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.